warm introduction. So, yeah, so I'm from India and I'm gonna talk about some things, not all, because India is a very big and huge country. And if you want to know more, we have more presentations about India. Yeah. So how many of you know anything about India other than India and China war? Does anybody know anything? No. Very good. Yeah, Taj Mahal is in India and I'm gonna talk about. Have you been there?
No, not really.
I'll take you there. So, first thing, this is a very artificial map of India in which you can just see the boundaries. So this map just shows the vibrant cultures of India, just like really different kinds of religions, food cultures, and musical cultures, and different religions are followed in India. Just like this is the symbol of Hindus, this is for Muslims, and this is the famous like Taiwan. We also have very good tea culture. Indians also love tea. And our tea is Naicha, Hindu Lacha, Hindu La Naicha. So we call it in English Indian masala tea. So I'm gonna share some of the basic information about India right now. So first is official name of India is Official Republic of India. And the local name is Bharat. We don't call it India usually. So local name is Bharat, that comes from Hindi word. And the region is South Asia, and as far as I know, Asians usually don't consider Indians as Asians, but we are also Asians. And we have a very huge area of very. Capital is New Delhi, where I live. It's like Taipei, and most polluted in the world. We have 29 states in total, and a very huge population of around 1.4 billion. And currently we are the most populated country in the world, surpassing China. So yeah, that's why you can see we also have so many presentations about India. We have so much big population. And the Prime Minister is Narendra Modi. And currently India is also the 5th largest economy of the world with around 3.5 trillion of GDP. So this is a small kind of a reel. So this is the time of Instagram, right? We all use Instagram, right? So that's a small reel that shows about what kind of different climates or feelings you can get in India.
As long as the sun, as blue as fun, as cool as a tree, as scary as the sea, as hot as wine, as cold as blue, sweet as sugar and everything we, as old as time, as straight as a line, as royal as a queen, as buzz as a queen, as silk as a tiger, as smooth as a glide, as pure as a melody, pure as I wanna be.
So this is all India, a short glimpse of India. Just like we have very different climate and cultures from all other countries. Just like in Taiwan, we have only 2 seasons. Actually 3. Summers, winters, or rain. Right? And rain is constant in all seasons, right? We always have rain in Taiwan, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like in India. We have a specific months of June to August, and only those seasons we have rain. Otherwise, when it's cold, the temperature goes to freezing 1 degrees, and when it is summer, the temperature goes to 50 degrees. Hot. Yeah. So, and no rain, nothing. So, as I said that India is a very big country, it is also a very old country as well. As you can say around 10,000 years old, minimum. So, yeah. So, first of all comes the Indus Valley civilization. I don't know, you can just read it Chinese. I try to use it Google Translate. So this is one of the earliest civilizations of the world, in the world. And it's very old. It's in 2600 BCE to 1900 BCE. And it's one of the major cities are Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, which are like considered as one of the advanced cities of that time. And people of this civilization has writing and urban planning system. Even they have that drainage system as well for their cities. However, how they decline or why they decline is still a mystery. And there are some places still where in India, when you start digging, you can find the earthen pots and utensils that are at this age. And so I'm not going to talk about too much of history, just a very small part, because big old country has a very big history as well. So I'm just going to talk about a few important parts. After that, there was one of the kings of the Mauryan Empire. So that empire is considered as one of the largest and most important in the history. And the main ruler for them was this guy, Chandragupta Maurya. And they ruled for around 150 years. And their most famous ruler was Ashoka. People say that he was a very great warrior. And so he fought a war at the end. We traditionally call it as Kalinga War. And the history says that they shed so much blood in that war. So the sea, the river, becomes red because of the blood. So after seeing that, he converted to Buddhism and promoted non-violence and religious tolerance all over India. So he is the one who is responsible for the spread of Buddhism in India. After that comes the Mughal Empire. So Mughal Empire was the first Muslim empire. It signifies the arrivals of Muslims in India from 1526 to 1857. And the main of their ruler was great Akbar, whose descendant built this Taj Mahal, most of you know. And however, this was a little conflicted time for the religious people. Just like Muslims are more towards following Islam, but India is always a secular place. Many people live together. So that was a political and religious conflicts. And this was the name of the Emperor Shah Jahan, the descendant of Mughal Empire, who built the Taj Mahal. And it is completely made up of white stones, as we said. And do you know an interesting fact about Taj Mahal? That whoever people who constructed this, around 40,000 people, this emperor cut off their hands so that it cannot be made again. Yeah. So they made the Taj Mahal in around 22 years. And after 22 years, all the workers who had worked to build this, their hands were chopped off, so that this kind of thing cannot be made again in the future. So and this thing he made is for the loving memory of his wife. So it is a symbol of love as well as purity. So yeah, now come to modern India, just like from 18th century to now. And so 18th century shows the arrival of British, so-called England, Royal British Empire, and they totally control India, took control of India in 1858, and their control was from 1858 to 1947. So it is considered as one of the or like the most darkest times in the Indian history, because Britishers, as you know, British doesn't consider mercy. They just exploit people for their goods and needs. So yeah, and if you ask me, at that time, Britishers was assholes. Yeah, they are idiots. Not now. At that time, they are very cruel and assholes. Yeah, so in 1947, we got the independence from British. British left the country and divided the whole India into two countries, India and Pakistan, based on the religion. And because of that, India and Pakistan is still fighting with each other. So now come to the modern India, New Delhi, the city where I belong. So it is one of the best cities of India. Not because I live, but it is. You can get one of the best food of India in this city. And obviously this has some old history related to it. Most of the people who came from foreign to attack this part only, because this is a center of India from very long time. So these are some of the monuments, or you can say historical buildings made in India. So this one is, we call it India Gate. So this is because during the First World War, Indians fought from the side of British and many Indian soldiers were died. So they made this kind of memorial which was once upon a time considered as the entrance of New Delhi. So they made it India Gate. And this is one of the famous temples, this Akshardham temple, which shows the cultural and architecture of India. And this is a lotus temple. So people usually go to pray and just take good pictures. So, and when you go to Delhi, you can enjoy a lot of traditional food in India. It will be a little bit spicy, I will say, but you can ask them to reduce spices for you. So after that, the second most important city is Varanasi, and here I am talking about mainly about the northern part of India. Right? Second is Varanasi. It is considered as one of the oldest city of the world because and people usually go there because when they lost in their life or something, they don't find any kind of motive. So this is considered as one of the spiritual capital of India. So if you guys are lost in your life or don't have any motive, just come to India, to this city, enjoy. With you can do meditation like this, sitting over next to the sea, and and pray there, enjoy the food. And it's a very old city, around 10,000 years old. So it was a very this city records the history for over 10,000 years. And you can visit to different temples and other places. You will meet different kind of people here. And sometimes they will scare you as well. Really scare you. Those people can also talk to ghosts and those kind of things. Yeah, so be aware when you go to this city. Don't lose your life in search of your motive. So, as India is a very big country and very old country, we have many religions as well. So, what are the main religions in India? So, these are the main religions of India. First one is Hinduism, just like I am Hindu, and Kishore is also Hindu. Yeah, we all are Hindus. And second one is Jainism, Christianity. Another one is Buddhism, which is quite prevalent in Taiwan also. Sikhism, the people who wear turbans, the caps with a long beard. And Islam, obviously the Muslims. And if you consider the majority of population in India, most of them are Hindus, almost like 80%. After that, there are Muslims, 14.2%, 2.3% Christians, and others contribute 2.09%, with 1.7%. So India is always a home to any kind of religion who wants to come. And there is no kind of religious conflict. Everybody can come and live peacefully. Sometimes there are fights, obviously, when so many people live together of so many different kind of culture and spirituality. But eventually, everything is okay. They don't fight, they live happily, and contribute towards the growth of the country. So this is one of the most controversial part in India. How many languages are speaking in India? So first of all, we don't have any language called as Indian. There is no language called Indian in India. So this is like a characteristic plot, you can say, which shows different languages that are spoken in India. Just like I can speak Punjabi, Hindi, Rajasthani, Bengali, Gujarati, and I can understand these one, and this one also, but I cannot understand these languages because these are from down south, and not understand, it's not like a little bit difference. They are completely different. Just like Kishore can understand these 4 languages along with some of these languages as well, because previously most of the movies that was seen from this part, but now it's like everything is mixed. We watch movies from all over India. We just dub them in different parts, different languages. So if a movie is releasing in India, they need to dub it in minimum 4 to 5 languages other than English. And when any Hollywood movie or English movie releases in India, they have to dub it in 4 languages specifically for India. And they become a hit also because we have so big population, 1.4 billion people. they go and watch Hollywood movies as well in their regional languages. So yeah, so Hindi is the most commonly spoken language. Other than that, other than these, we have 122 major languages and up to 1600 other languages. Just imagine 1600 languages. And 29 languages have more than 1 million speakers. So at least, so just imagine the diversity. Like 1 million people each are speaking 29 different languages. That's why we have 1.4 billion of population. And the most common, so what happens if one does not know each other's language? How we will speak? So the most common language is English. English is the most common mean of communication between a North Indian and a South Indian when we don't know each other's language. Just like me and Kishore, we can never talk in our regional languages. We have to talk in English. We don't say hello, we say namaste. That's a question. So, yeah, so I'm talking about different festivals now. What kind of festivals we celebrate. So one of the two important festivals that are celebrated all over the India, irrespective of, you can say, religion or anything, people celebrate it. First one is Diwali, which is said as the festival of lights. So there is a story about it. I'm not going to tell you about that. It's just that it signifies the victory of good over bad. So the king came back after defeating an evil monster, and for arrival of the king, the people of the country uses lamps, oil lamps, so that it signifies the removal of darkness and the victory of good over bad. So still now, people celebrate it by doing some prayers and lighting these kind of oil lamps over there. It is like this year India made a world record of lighting around 2 million oil lamps together. So yeah, and we also burn fireworks, but this we have a negative impact on our environment because New Delhi is already polluted, and when we burn fireworks, we have to close schools for the students. So the air quality index decreases very much. It goes up to 500. So you have to sit at home and close the city because of pollution. After that, second most important festival is Festival of Colors, Holi. So this is just you enjoy, nothing. Just play with colors, dance and party. So this is like characteristic picture how we play Holi with different colors. And that's a picture of me celebrating Holi in Taipei this year only. So Taipei also celebrates Holi. So if you want, if you want to come to this festival, just contact me next time. I'll take you there. Yeah, you have to pay $120 and you will get the colors and a water bottle. And this is a short video which shows how Holi is celebrated in a very old city, just like in Varanasi I showed you. There are many old cities. So this video shows how Holi is celebrated in that city. With different vibrant colors. So now I'm going to talk about Indian cuisine. Everyone is fond of Indian food, lots of curries, and you cannot differentiate what different curries are, right? You just order some fancy curry, which looks cool in the picture, right? Whenever you go to Indian restaurant. Have you guys been to Indian restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah? So what the common food that you order? Do you, any guys remember the name? Anything?
Chicken.
I know, butter chicken, all foreigners, chicken masala. No biryani?
Yeah.
Yeah, so People love a lot Indian food, specifically the foreigners in Taiwan. So yeah, so Indian cuisine is a very complex and diverse cuisine. We add a lot of spices, and like variety of spices. We have hundreds of spices, and spices doesn't mean it should have heat that make you become red and sweaty. So the spices means the flavors of spices only, not the heat. So you can adjust your food according to that. So I'll show you a little video how the food should taste when you eat it. So this is a British guy who trained in India, Indian culinary school. So how he will share his experience of Indian food and how the spices can make you go.
People ask me what culinary school I went to. My answer is India.
And a little more. You can say it. Sorry for the inconvenience. There's a technical glitch. Sorry for the technical problem, guys. You can enjoy your meal till then.
Ask me what culinary school I went to. My answer is India.
So, okay. So it's like this is a place of people. I told you about Sikhs, right? Sikhs with the turban. So it's their temple. It's one of the famous in India, Golden Temple. And the specialty about it is that you can get free food anytime. You don't need to pay. They will serve you free food every time. It's their way of saying thank you for the things that God has given them. So if you are hungry in India, just search this kind of temple, and we have it all over India. You can just go there and free food, no need to pay. Yeah. And they make delicious food. Obviously it will be vegetarian, no meat, but yeah.
People ask me what culinary school I went to. My answer is India.
See the large pots.
I learned that you don't add masala just to the food. You add to everything you do. I learned that flavour is more than a taste. It's a sight, it's a sound, it's a science.
You should have this expression when you eat food.
Yeah, I found the secret masala spices that make all the difference. The joy with which you cook, the love with which you serve.
Incredible India.
Do you guys ever feel like this while eating Indian food here? No, because they don't make like this. Yeah, so I'm going to introduce you to some of the traditional North Indian dishes. And if you want to know South Indian dishes, come to this presentation. You'll expect it. So this is one of the famous one and my favorite. We call it chole bhature. This is like a chickpea curry. Chickpeas, you know chickpeas? Injueto. And with some bread and some salad. It's so good. It's one of the most crucial breakfasts in northern India. And the second one is biryani. You can make it with chicken, fish, and lamb, not with the pork and beef traditionally, because we don't eat beef and pork usually. So if you visit India, you can find only chicken, lamb, and seafood, no pork and no beef. So this is the kind of a flavored rice with lots of flavorful spices, not the heating spices that give you heat. And this is like lamb curry, lamb rogan josh. It's a very rich curry that made over 3 to 4 hours. It takes 3 to 4 hours to cook slowly over the fire. And it's cooked over the wood fire, not over the traditional stoves. And this is our favorite butter chicken. That is liked by most of the foreigners because it literally has nothing, just butter and chicken. Lots of butter. It's like a lot of butter. So it's sweeter, more creamier, and very tasty. And this is like cheese. Paneer is a specific kind of Indian cottage cheese, which is recently awarded as the 3rd best cheese of the world. And it's like an Indian skewer or Indian barbecue, you can say that. Indian barbecue cheese. And the last one is rajma chawal. So rajma is basically your red bean soup. As you Taiwanese like a red bean soup a lot, right? Hangdo. And that is sweet, but we don't have this sweet red bean. That is spicy and very flavorful. Just like because I eat it for the first time in Taiwan, and it is one of my favorite in the home. Like, what you did to my red beans? I don't accept it as sweet. It should be salty, it should be savory, and it should be spicy for me. Yeah, so these are some of the famous Indian dishes. And after that, I want to show you about some of the famous global personalities, basically the Indians who are running the top tech giants of the world. So how many of you know this guy? We are very fond of this, the guy who is the main reason we use our internet and all those things. He's running this company from 2004. He's the reason for Gmail that we use. Okay, so he is Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google and Alphabet, who when Gmail launched in 2004, he is the main reason behind it, and after that he became the CEO of Google and currently the Alphabet as well. So whatever happens in Google, whether it is the competitor of your ChatGPT or whatever, we call it Bard, I guess, he is the man behind it. He's running the Google right now. And this one? This one is not a famous guy. He's a very shy person. He is the CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella. And without this guy, our computers cannot run. So he is Arvind Mishra, the CEO of IBM. All our software chips and computer chips are designed under his. And this one, Taiwanese love this. You start your day with this. He is the CEO of Starbucks. And this guy, he recently became the CEO. Before that, someone was. Just imagine, we got all the videos from this guy, from that website, YouTube. So, and oh, sorry. She is the CEO of Shana. And so there are other people like Chirag Agarwal or something, those were the CEO of Twitter and other places. So there are many Indians who are running the top tech giants of the world. And there is one more guy with a turban, Amit, and he's the person behind MasterCard, the credit card that we use. So MasterCard was designed by him. Yeah. So this is a very introductory video that when you come to India, what are things that you can do and enjoy there. Just enjoy and chill and look for your perspective of life if you are too much lost. Because sometimes in the daily hustle of life, you need to take a break. So come to India. Random people will talk to you behind you. Incredible India is a tagline of the government of India for Ministry of Tourism, because when you come to India you will find all the things from jungle safari, desert, hiking, mountains, snow, everything, even scuba diving and everything. So now I would like to conclude our session with some question and answers, and whoever gives the correct answer will get a gift, small gift. So yeah. How many colors are there in the Indian flag? It was whole time in the PPT. It's just that I did not tell about it. Yeah? How many? How many? Okay. Orange and although it's not orange, we call it saffron. Saffron, not orange. So it's saffron, white and green. Saffron means courage and strength, white means peace, and green means prosperity and growth. And this little spoke, circular wheel with 24 spokes signifies growth according to ancient Hindu text. So yeah, and this is how you can see really the national flag from my hometown every morning and then every sunset. Yeah. What is the capital of India? Okay, good. So this is the main temple. As you can see, the walls of this temple, they have a very unique structure and design. over there. So how many religions are there in India? Yeah. And little many more. Little many more. We just can't count them in others. Okay. Which Indian festival is called as Festival of Colors? Yeah. Yeah. Wrong. That's the Festival of Lights. Yeah. Right. So we just created different kind of colors, put colors on each other's faces, and party, and just party. So how Indians greet each other? I did not tell this in the beginning. Yeah.
Namaste.
Exactly. Namaste. And the advantage of this thing is you don't have to touch each other's hand and you will not get COVID as well. So it's a very ancient practice of joining your hands. So they say that joining your hands gonna activate some of the nerves and nerve endings in your fingers. That is good for you. So this is one of the traditional way to say hello in India. Just join your hand and say Namaste. And if you have any questions, just ask me. And that's it for now. Thank you so much and have a good day. And Namaste. Any questions? Yeah.
I would like to know when is the Holi?
When is the Holi? In March. March. No. It's like the date is decided according to the Hindu calendar. It usually between March, somewhere in March, from 1 March to 25th March, somewhere in between, for 2 days. 2 days. So 2 days we just play, enjoy, eat a lot of food, have drinks, and don't drink and drive. But we always drink and drive. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Any more questions? Yeah.
Can I ask what language does the Bollywood movie use?
Bollywood uses Hindi, and but we have Tollywood, and few more. These are like regional languages. But right now, from last 5-6 years, all movies are dubbed in all languages. So if a Bollywood movie you want to see in another language, that is already being dubbed in that. So actually they're just speaking in that language, dubbed it. And we don't have subtitles like this. We have dubbing artists. So that is also a special kind of job in India with this movie industry. So if they want to see in other languages, people dub it and release in those states and earn a lot of money. Any more questions? Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself in Hindi?
But no one gonna understand.
Yeah, I just want to hear it.
Okay. So, मेरा नाम समर्थ है. मैं एक PhD स्टूडेंट हूँ इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ लाइफ साइंस एंड जीनोम साइंस में. I don't know that. I think I know.
Yeah.
जीव विशेषज्ञ विभाग लाइफ साइंसेस. So that's it. Any more questions? Thank you.